Hello and welcome back to a new video, and a lot of you would be expecting right now the RTG episode, and I want to apologize and say there won't be one today. The normal schedule will resume like normal tomorrow. It's just that yesterday I was feeling really drained. Like usually around 4:30 I'd be streaming. I had to go to bed. I was super out of it. My energy levels were so low, and maybe the daily uploads, the streaming of 6-7 hours a day has finally caught up on me. So I probably do need a little bit of a rest. So I thought today, instead of releasing something that takes so long to produce, I'm going to give you my custom tactics that a lot of you guys are asking for. So 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3-2 are my main formations this year. And I've got something that really does get the most out of that 4-2-3-1. So thumbs up, subscribe if you're new around here. Click that bell as well to not miss when my videos go live. And let's go. So I'm not going to say 100% that these tactics will win you more games, but they're probably going to win you more games, especially if you play similar to me and you're already familiar with the 4-2-3-1 approach and you know how to attack with a lone striker. And what these tactics have been able to do is get my team going on the break. And that's what I'm playing for, those counter-attacks, as well as holding possession and dictating the flow of the game. But I really like what it offers when you're left attacking mid and right attacking mid, just jet down the line. So for those of you that are wondering, I don't play the 4-2-3-1 with the left mid and right mid. It's the cam variant. So 4-2-3-1 with the 3 cams across the midfield. I really like it. It adds to the triangles. It adds to the quickness. It's just a really nice formation. And if you are someone that skips the videos, that isn't advised, because no, I don't play one width, one depth. So if you've clicked off the video, God help you. You're going to be losing some games. But the defensive style, now for me, if I'm getting back into a game, press on heavy touch does seem pretty nice. But because I'm already very trigger happy with the approach of closing people down and sprinting into them, I go for a happy medium and I play balance. Because like I say, my style, I like to close people down and be active with that jockeying and just constant pressure, my own constant pressure. Now the width, it reminds me very similar to a FIFA 17 approach, where I'm not going to go super narrow, but I don't like to go wide. 45 seems to be the sweet spot where you're going to naturally defend the middle of the field, and if your opponent wants to drive down the line, you just quickly switch into your fullbacks and pinch the play with your right defensive mid or left defensive mid. And that's why I was also enjoying the 4-3-3-2, because it has your left centre mid, right centre mid already naturally in the winger positions, and then you, like I say, you just pinch it and you come away with the ball. Awesome. Now the depth, I've got to say, I have experimented with 55. And if I'm being brutally honest, I haven't noticed any real difference between 50 and 55. I might try 60 because I want to be aggressive anyway to protect those CDM positions. Otherwise, if you hold off and give your opponent too much space, they're just going to hit long shots against you. And I would not advise playing 40 unless you are someone that really is parking the bus. I'm not promoting that. You do what you want to do. But I do not want to give people space in that CDM position. So I think 50, nice and neutral, is all good. Build up play-wise, I haven't experimented too much with this. I think you're going to start forcing it a little bit too much if you don't use balance, and then you're becoming predictable, and your opponent, all they've got to do is cut the passing lanes and keep putting on the pressure, and eventually you're going to crack and concede. So I just play nice and neutral, balance. Chance creation, this is where it gets interesting, because when I first started playing the game and I was using a 4-3-3-2, I really enjoyed direct passing, and I still think it's a fantastic tactic. But for the 4-2-3-1, what I noticed that really made it come alive, forward runs. And that's a similar style to a long ball type of thing, where you're just getting, well, all your players running. So you're left attacking mid, right attacking mid striker, and especially on the break, it's very hard to pick up every single one of those. And I feel really impactful when I'm getting my opponents on those counterattacks. Now the width, you don't need to go any crazy with 60, 40. I play nice and neutral once again, 50, because already if you're playing the 4-2-3-1 with the cams, they're quite close to you and you can get the give and goes, the triangles. It's just really nice. I love the formation personally. Now the players inside the box are playing on 6. I tried 5, I tried 7, although there wasn't really much of a difference between 5 and 6 when I had it in game, and you can tell by the little diagram. Well, one of them is going to stay slightly on the edge and one of them is going to get inside the box. I don't know. I just didn't really feel that there was much of a difference, because already you're playing forward runs and you're forcing the play and you're playing fast and you're going to be running into that space. So it's hard to tell for me anyway. But I play on 6. That's 6, 3, 6. Awesome. And the corners, recommend on 2. If you have it any higher, you're going to be open for a counter attack, and the free kicks, Yeah, exactly the same. So instruction time for the 4-2-3-1, and the tactic that I noticed to have a huge impact with the way I was playing was getting behind for the striker. Obviously, you can see that I'm using Werner. You just want to use someone with a bit of pace, maybe some skills if you can add it in there. So not only does it tell Werner to be active and to continue making those runs, so if you win back the ball around the halfway line, he's in with a through ball, but it also tells him to push your opponent back, and it gives space for your left attacking mid, right attacking mid to start running with the forward run instruction, and it's really, really nice. So Werner getting behind, all three midfielders are on balance. Now, what I like also on FIFA 22 is to make sure you have someone that is good on the ball. And this is what I was loving Barella for. When he would push up in like a 4-3-3, I would have him super smooth, pass it around. Obviously, his finishing wasn't at the standard of Kevin De Bruyne, so I wasn't getting goals with that. But having a KDB in your team, not only can he defend at a good enough standard, and he feels much better defensively than Bruno Fernandes, but when you've got 6 players inside the box and the forward run instruction, your team will push on, it opens up space for KDB, fire those long shots. And that's what's been super effective, as well as his passing on the break, because we're using forward runs and we're basically playing counter-attack. So I really like KDB. Allen, I'm not a huge fan of, but I've been playing cover center on these two and balance. And if you're wondering, like, does it still feel good defensively? It does. I don't know why. Like, I don't really get caught as much. Maybe because the fullbacks are on stay back as well. So that's an instruction you guys can use. But just balance centre mids that help support and hold possession high up the field, as well as just being good on the ball with passing game. I feel like it adds a lot to your team. But Allen, I'm not a huge fan of. You want to find someone that is a little bit more defensive than KDB in this position, but also like good on the ball, fast, you know. And maybe you can chip him with a few goals, but that's not as important because you've already got Rafinha, who's very, very good. So those are my 4-2-3-1 tactics. Go and use those, feel free. I'm not going to spend too long on the 4-3-3 because it's something that is more like possession based, and you pretty much switch into this to slow down the play. So same width, depth, the direct passing. I don't like forward runs on the 4-3-3. Hate it. Direct passing is much better. It gets your players just running, and I don't know, it just works. Trust me, it works better than forward runs in a 4-3-3. And then the width, I play 40 to bring the left centre mid over to the wing, and then it gives KDB, I play him as a right centre mid in a 4-3-3, gives him space in the midfield, so you can just chip it over to him and get attacks like that. I like it. It just gives me a bit more of the short passing game and 5 players inside the box. So it's super, super balanced and neutral. I never said this. He goes there. Well, I wouldn't recommend using this team. Like Foden, left centre mids, I wouldn't really recommend that. I wouldn't even recommend playing Lundberg. He was okay, but nothing special. I'll go into some highlights in a second. But that's how I use the 4-3-3. And the instructions for this, getting behind for the striker, I was using cut inside, like literally cut inside for the wingers. But when I started coming up against better opponents, I felt a little bit too narrow and too predictable, and I wasn't liking that at all. So nice and balanced for the wingers, getting behind here. KDB is on balance, cover wing, both of these. Allen is on I can't even get to Allen. Allen is on stay back, cover center, and the fullbacks should be on stay back. They're on stay back. So if you're wanting a different approach and you wanted to hold possession a little bit more and try and find extra triangles and stuff, go and try out the 4-3-3-2. You'd be surprised. It is a nice formation on the game just to see out results and stuff and control the flow of the game. But 4-2-3-1 100% is better for me in the Elite Division and in the Weekend League. It just feels a lot more substantial defensively, and in the attack, I'm really, really enjoying it. So let's go into some highlights and I'll show you this team in action. Let's go. So these are definitely the best 4-2-3-1 custom tactics that I've been using so far on the game. With the new patches that get dropped, we're going to have to tweak things accordingly. But the main instructions that have a bigger impact with the overall play is getting behind instruction for Werner or the striker, and the 2 CDMs to be on balance. I feel like it offers a lot more positives than negatives. You're going to be seeing by the gameplay as well where they naturally put themselves. And if you really are having issues with getting caught on counters, just tell Allen to stay back and go back to that original style like we had a few years ago. Like you've got an attacking CDM and you've got one to stay back. But I really like the way they support the play in those advanced areas. It's a lot easier to rotate it through. You can then pick your opponent apart with the left attacking, right attacking mid. It's just really, really nice and handy. But you've got to pick the correct players. Like KDB, is tried and tested, and I really like him at that position. And if I find an incredible cam or I pack someone just that good on the RTG, then we're going to be switching those roles. But now, though, I need to think as to who I'm going to use. But Kevin De Bruyne, because his long shots are so nice, you want him in those positions. And then his passing game, you know. But Lundberg wasn't really anything special. He worked, but I wouldn't recommend that. Rafinha is really, really nice for the setup. Having him on the right-hand side, running down the line, cutting inside on his left, like finesse shots are already very, very good on the game, and you can ping them outside the box with him, but inside the box, he feels really reliable, and it's definitely a card for like 30,000 coins that is going to work with a lot of these like different setups, custom tactics. You can play him as a right attacking mid, right wing. He's really good on the game, and I've got his red on the other account. You might be asking, how's that informed centre-back? He's pretty good. I kind of like him. Wan-Bissaka, not a massive fan of, but then again, because this instruction and setup is all about your fullbacks staying back, you've got Robertson that is pretty secure. You've got Wan-Bissaka that is very good, dispossessing the play, so it's fine. But even when I tell my fullbacks to stay back, I do like to carry them out of position a little bit and just have that natural feel on the ball like you've got a wing back. So it's all, you know, it's all horses for courses. Like literally, you've got to just tweak things accordingly to how you want to play the game. And you might prefer, with this setup, you love the attack and the way it feels, and you want more support from your fullbacks pushing on. That's fine. That's fine by me. You do what you want, but these are the tactics that best suit my style so far on FIFA 22, and I would 100% recommend you guys giving it a go. So if you've got any questions, also, if I've left out anything and I haven't done this video properly, please do get in the comment section. But like I say, what you want is an insane cam as well that feels quick, good on the ball, nice finishing. You want a fast striker. You want definitely one of your CDMs to be sort of more that box-to-box, but comfortable on the ball, good range of passing, good long shots, and your wingers just to feel really, really quick and good on the ball as well. You want to be catching your opponents out fast, and you can see, like, even when, look at that first time pass from KDB to get us on the break, literally one pass, two pass, goal. And that's what this team is ready for, really catching your opponents out fast. So enjoy those, and I will see you boys tomorrow with the RTG. Drop a like if they help you, and I'll see you soon. Team out. Peace.